Guys, it's now being recorded. Whatever you say can and will be used against you.
Got it.
Guys, I want to welcome you guys to the call this morning. It is it's Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, and we've got a very, very special treat today. The incomparable, the amazing, the mom of a 17-year-old. Amber Winfree, guys. I talked to Amber a couple weeks ago in Arlington, and just said, what you got going on in your business is it's pretty amazing. Just the not just the production that goes on, not just the recruiting, not just the personal sales, but just the culture, the feel of being part of something bigger than yourself. And that's something amazing, guys. Amber had surgery on her ankle 2.5 months ago, and it's basically been it's old lingering sports injury that just kind of had to eventually be addressed. Some of us have some of those too, and it finally got it addressed. Has got herself right, and and she hit the field last week for the first time in about 10 weeks. Okay, and did she go out and just get on the board and protect the family? No. Did she go out and just, hey, I got myself a builder's week? No. Did she just get herself a green out? No. She wrote over 18,000 coming off the couch, guys. Just, without breaking a sweat. Nah, I'm sure she broke a sweat, but guys, that's and limped all the way to it in a boot. So, guys, if anybody would have an excuse, that would be one. But when you're circumstance proof and excuse proof, and you decide, hey, it's time to get back after it, then it's time to get back after it. Amber's team consistently writes well over between 1 million and 2 million per year, and she is consistently up in the top echelon, top 25 or so of producers in the company year in, year out. So you talk about the ultimate can recruit, can train people in the field, and can sell at a high level. That's what you call a triple threat. So guys, I would encourage you to grab a pen. And matter of fact, grab a paper, grab 2 pens. And you know why? Because this information is so hot that there's a good chance that first pen will melt. So guys, let's give it a big Davenport Schneider leaders welcome to the amazing Miss Amber Winfree.
Thank you.
Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
Welcome, Amber.
Awesome. Thank you,
Good morning, Amber.
Yay. All right. So yes, I'm just going to get super real with you guys this morning. Cause I am, getting back to some of the basics in my business as well. So, Van's right. For about 20 years plus, I've had really bad ankles, probably longer than that, probably 30. And the last 20 years or so, have had a lot of damage that's just been kind of catching up to me. So May 9th, I had reconstructive surgery on my ankle. I got a cadaver tendon. I got my perineal spliced and reconstructed, and I had bone reconstruction. So the whole gamut. And if I'm being really honest with you, it took me down a lot longer than what I thought it would. I definitely realized I'm not the badass I thought I was. Coming out of this surgery, it took me down longer, but if I'm being really honest, pre-surgery, I even had some other personal storms going on in my life. So this whole year has been just a huge struggle for me, personally and professionally. And this surgery just kind of was, for me, it was just one more thing that I had been struggling through. So, coming out of surgery, starting to feel like myself again, just getting really focused on my business right now and back into where I need to be. So, I think as a leader, it's really easy to watch the production of my team and the production and the results of the culture that we've worked hard to create. And just looking from the outside, but from the inside, you guys know that I've been struggling for this last several months. And so now is just kind of my reset button. And I actually am glad this call came when it did, because this is just more accountability for me. And more people that know that I'm, trying to get my head screwed on straight. But what I want to share with you guys is I think what I'm going through is totally normal. And I'm sure I know that people on this call have been where I'm at different times. And so the first thing I did is I was just kind of get myself back in the field and get myself reacclimated to this business, is just realizing, what does my business need from me right now? what does my business need from me right now? And as I look through our canvassing charts, as I'm talking to my agents, and some of this I know, right, you guys, I was able to take 10 weeks off and not miss a bit of income or sacrifice any of our financial, the things we've built financially here. So you guys, this business is such a blessing and such a gift, right? Never in a million years did I think I could take 10 weeks off, completely removed myself personally as far as sales go, and still live the lifestyle that we've created for our family. So this business is such a blessing, but at the end of the day, it only works when we work, right? And so coming off of 10 weeks, it's just like, okay, where am I going to get back into? What do I need to get back into? And so it's just taking that bird's eye view of what does my business need from me right now? What does my business need? And the biggest one is sales. Although we're up over last year, we are in alignment with our goals. In perspective to the rest of the transparent regionals and everything else, our sales are down. Our closing percentage is down, right? And part of that is because I am out of the field, but the other part of it is just because I'm not in the field, right? I'm not in the field. My team is not seeing my activity. So first one is sales. I need to get back in the field. So I went through, I time blocked my schedule. I'm planning when I'm back in the field. I used to allow my callers to schedule interviews throughout the day for me, and I would kind of plan my field time that way. I am taking charge of my calendar and telling them when I'm available to be scheduled now. So I'm blocking out sales time. I'm getting back with my team. Now that I'm back in the field, my goal is to have 1 to 2 people with me every week. So for example, Steph Roskoff will be in the field with me on Thursday, right? That's already planned out. But also I need to travel to be with my team that I have not seen in a while. And I don't mean not seeing them in Dallas, right? Because I saw a lot of my team in Dallas. I need to go travel with them and work with them and get with them in the field and love on them one-on-one and love on their teams. So plans to get back out in the field with my team on non-train more weeks and non-vacation incentives. Starting team calls, right? We have been blessed to be part of the transparent agency for so long. And Justin is probably one of the best people he is the best person I've ever met at creating a great culture. But also recognizing that where my goals are and what our future holds, and just with the explosive growth our team has, I now have people on my team that I don't know where they go. Right? It's a blessing and a curse. All of a sudden we see new people in Legacy Stat Site and I'm going, where does this, who hired this person, right? Is this Brian's? Is this Leisha's, right? So it's getting back to, it's creating a team call that's just for our team so that I can let these people see my face. I can get to know them. They can hear my voice. They know where they belong in our team. And then it's getting myself held accountable, right? Part of getting my head back in the game is the accountability piece. It is letting people know that, hey, I'm back and I want you to know I'm back and I have goals too, right? And I want to be held accountable to my goals. It's getting back to reading. I did a lot of reading while I was in bed, right? A lot of it was nonfiction. A lot of it was girl stuff. A lot of it was Nicholas Sparks, right? All of that was great. It made me feel good while I was laying in bed, but it wasn't moving my business forward, okay? So it's getting back to reading things that are going to move me personally and professionally forward. What I'm reading is a direct result of what I'm feeling and what I'm focusing on, and I know that. So I need to put things back in my body and in my head that are going to make me feel good and make me feel professional, and that's going to come in the type of books that I'm reading. Family goals and business goals, you guys. This was something I used to do many, many moons ago. And I kind of got away from, because we hit some of our big goals as a family, right? We retired my husband. We've done some of the things that we set goals out. And so we kind of got away from the family goals and focus more on the business goals. But, you know, sitting down with my husband and my kids and finding out what kind of goals do we want this year? Right, Mike, I need to get back to work full time. I need your accountability. I need your support. What are we working towards? Right. I need a carrot to chase. I've realized when I don't have a carrot to chase, I don't always love the race. So I need a carrot to chase. We've got a trip to Hawaii we're ironing out details on. We've got some plans financially for ourselves that we're working towards. So it's setting down those family goals and then asking my kids too, right? Abby's 17 entering her senior year. Typically summers, I cut my hours back just to be present with my kids. We're boaters. We're in Wisconsin. We don't get a lot of nice weather here. So I always try to cut my hours back in the summer to just really spend more time with family. So it's letting the kids know like, hey, I'm still going to do X, Y, Z, and these are our goals, but I'm going to have to work a little more right now. Okay, what are we working towards? And so getting my kids excited. Abby and I have a couple college tours coming up we're excited about, right? So we've got some family goals that way. And then my business goals too. It's reevaluating my business goals. I'm halfway through the year. Am I where I need to be? Am I where I need to be? And fortunately, by the grace of God, I am. But I think I also set those goals with the mindset that I was struggling last year. Right? If I'm being really honest, those goals were safe goals for me, which is why we're on track for them. So, but I need to look at those goals and see what else I can tweak in there and where I can really push us. The things that I've been doing all along, fortunately, has been the interviewing piece. I've been hiring all along. So that one I just need to keep moving forward with. But I'm constantly trying to up my recruiting game. So guys, I'm no longer chasing the guy who's making $20,000 or $30,000 a year, right? Those are the easy interviews for me. Those are the supporting players. Not always, right? Not always. But those are the easy interviews for me. Usually when they sit down and they hear our comp plan and they hear what we've got to offer, they are all in, right? As Brian Avers would say, they are drinking the Kool-Aid. So those people are easy for me, but I'm really chasing the guys who are making 100, 200,000 plus a year. Those are the people business with. Those are the people that I want to hire. And so it's really just continuing to chase the big dogs and find the people that have seen success, they've tasted success, they know what that kind of income looks like and what it does for their family, right? And they want to come here and they want to taste even more. And so those are the people that when you find those top earners and those hungry individuals, those are the guys that come in here and really like to take advantage of what we have to offer and get really excited about our compensation and really excited about our product. So it's just continuing to keep my recruiting irons sharp and continuing to search for the top key players. I do have callers that make my calls for me, but I'm still going into Indeed and I'm still checking out the people that I want to call every day. Right? Or every week. I still always tell the story, you know, you guys, when I got hired, Justin called me personally. And I tell him probably once every 6 months, I don't know if I'd be here if somebody else called me. Right? I was really skeptical of the company. I was really skeptical of not the insurance industry so much, but the team building side of things because of where I'd come from. I was skeptical of a lot of things regarding this. And I think that the fact that it was Justin that called me and Justin that had that initial conversation and built that initial rapport with me, I think that's the reason that I'm here. And so I constantly remind myself of that when I'm sitting down to do my recruiting. People need to hear from you as well. The other thing is, the one thing I haven't strayed from, and I can't emphasize enough, is putting our money back into our team. I think the reason that we are on pace for our goals right now, not where I want to be, but we're tracking, right, is that I've been doing a really good job this year of putting money back into my team. It's taking the revenue and putting it back into the areas of my team where they need me the most and they need the most attention. So a bonus, where it was every single family you protected, if you added on a cancer, an ICU, anything else, it was an additional $25 per family. And that really got sales up, right? That really got people to add on that ICU, to talk about cancer after protecting on accident. That was the goal. And one of the big goals we've had within our team is getting people to run their business like a business, right? So the only way that bonus was paid out was when they emailed me on Tuesdays a copy of their progress report and their policies that hit. that meant that the bonus, I just had to go through my email to pay bonuses, right? I wasn't paying bonuses to people who were just going out and getting lucky. I was paying bonuses to people who were running their business like a business. And so when they emailed me those reports, I quickly scanned the reports, responded, told them how great they did via email, and then paid them out. So that was our Q1. Q2, it was getting people back to 2 out of 3 days, right? It's one of those, it worked so well, we stopped doing it. You know, and so we either had the people on our team who just didn't give a rip and their stats showed it, or they got lucky, right? And went out and saw 2 people and protected 2 families and went home for the day. And so neither one of those were things that were in alignment with the culture. And there was only so much I could control from my bed, right? So how do you get your team to do 2 out of 3 days? Well, you're not even doing 2 out of 3 days. And so that was a Q2 bonus. So every single 2 out of 3 day you got $50 for. The catch was you had to have a minimum of 4 in a week, right? You couldn't just go work 1. And you had to send me your progress report at the end of the week and your stats showing your 2 out of 3 days. And then I made my markets and regionals ante up. And if they roll over $5,000 that week, my markets and regionals also paid out $100. So you could get $500 a week just for doing your job, right? Right now we're focusing on recruiting videos. Okay. So they get $25 for every single name that hits the pipeline. And then their leaders are also paying them $10 for every single video they send out. And again, it pays out with reports and emails. There's a stats spot that says how many recruiting videos you send out. They need to send us a picture of their stat site and their progress report.
So you pay $25, Amber, for every recruiting video that your team sends out?
Nope. Every time a video leads to a yes, I want an interview, I pay $25.
Okay.
The regionals and markets are sending out $10 for every video. So Tyler Newsom is probably our top one every single week. He sends out anywhere from 7 to 8 videos a week. So he gets $70 to $80 that way just for sending out the videos. But I bet you 2 names hit the pipeline for him almost weekly.
So $25 if they send out the video and they get the application questionnaire back.
Correct. Yep. And then this week, Justin does a sunglass incentive, right? You write $5,000, he gives $200 towards any pair of glasses you want. I'm just adding another $100 on Justin's bonus this year, right? My husband never picks glasses under $200. So that extra $100 comes in handy, right? Otherwise, hey, go buy a couple pair. Go take a date night after you're done buying your sunglasses, right? Whatever you want, but I'm adding another $100 on there for anybody who hits that sunglass incentive. So, you know, again, I started off this call by talking about how blessed I am financially to be able to take all that time off and have probably one of the hardest years I've had in my life, and still earn an incredible income, right? All of our bills are paid. We haven't acquired any debt. We are so blessed. But also keeping in mind that I think the reason that things have been working the way they've been working is because I've still been putting that revenue back into my team, right? Even when I couldn't be doing what I was doing, and I couldn't achieve the things I needed to achieve personally, I was still putting that revenue back into my team. And that is not a long-term solution, right? I personally can see the dips in our numbers and where we need help at, but it's gotten us to this point, right? We still have a team in place. We still have the infrastructure in place. We're still out there as one of the top teams in the company, right? We're doing what we need to be doing. So those bonuses and putting that revenue back into my team was a really big part of how I got through the last few months. And now I'm excited because now that I'm hitting back to the field, I'm back with my team. I feel good and back and ready to rock. All these other things along with that revenue are going to come back together and we're going to finish our year strong. So I know that's probably a little bit of a different leadership call than maybe you were looking for, Van. You said to talk about what I was focused on, but I feel like I am not the only person who has hit their brick wall, right? Many a times over. And I think we're in a really unique business where if you do things right, you can have some bad times. You can fall off. You can have hard times. You can be laid up for a long time. But then, you know, obviously it's just pulling your bootstraps up and knowing like, hey, okay, things were hard, but I can do hard things, right? Things were hard, but I'm better. And so here's how we're going to come back and attack it. And sometimes it's just going back to the basics, right? We ask our sales professionals every time they start to struggle, we go back to our checklist of the basics, right? Leadership's no different. Leadership's no different. When I'm ready to restart, when I'm ready to get back on the horse, it's like, okay, what are the basics? What does my team need from me right now? What am I blessed to already be doing right? And where do they need me most? And so that's where I'm at. And that's what I have for you guys, Van. I have a few minutes for questions. If you guys have any, I don't know if you have a hard stop.
I just want to say this, guys. You know, a lot of us look at Amber and go, oh man, you know, she dictates her schedule and all this other stuff. And now she only worked this window. I spent 4 days with her last year, and it was a 12-hour day at her house. Okay. While we were recruiting. And it's not, Todd, let's go down and get a sandwich. It's not, Todd, hey, let's take a break and walk around the block. It's not, Todd, I got to go do this. It was legit. The only time that we left that bonus room was to go to the bathroom. Okay. Or to go downstairs and have a sandwich. That was it. And the rest of the time, we didn't stop until like 7. I think she was running interviews till 7:30. I mean, that's a full day. So, I mean, it's no joke. When Amber's at home, what you don't see is there's a bed right there behind her. She could easily just take a nap if she wants to. Right?
It's not made, or I'd
cool.
show you.
Huh? I was like, oh, cool. I'll just lay over here. But guys, she busts it. She works her ass off, and it was amazing. And Amber, I love you. I'm glad you're on the call.
Thanks, babe.
Guys, any questions for Amber? I know we're up against it being 8:30 already, but any questions for her before we wrap up?
I think Jim had one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, I appreciate you being on the call. You know, I got a lot of good nuggets. Van was saying, you know, you were laid up and you're sitting on a couch and then, you know, went out and wrote 18,000. I was wondering if I could borrow that couch.
It might need to be thrown away at this point, Jim. I don't know. There are roots in it.
Hey, Amber, just curious, what did your week last week look like? I mean, that's I heard the transparent call yesterday, and one thing that I know Justin had everyone do is kind of walk us through their week.
Yeah.
All the people that were the top producers, the people that were writing 30,000, and I mean, I guess 18,000 doesn't get you much time on the transparent call, because you got to write 25,000 plus to get any recognition after a train more. But for us mere mortals, could you maybe walk us through how you wrote 18,000 coming off the couch after 10 weeks last week?
Actually, that's a great question. It was tough, you know. It was kind of funny. I set a goal of working as long as I could, right? Because obviously I'm still struggling with pain, and swelling and residual issues. This is going to be a long recovery process for me. So it was, my goal was an eagle last week, and my goal was to stay on train more as long as I could. The goal was Friday, knowing that if I needed to cut out early, I'm blessed to train more with Jake Osowski, who's more than capable of stepping in and runs meetings with me. So it's funny, very first family I sat down with Monday morning, I protected. And I text my husband, I text Justin, actually, I think I text my 3 husbands, Brian Avers, Mike Winfree, and Justin Ellingson. And I just said, got my first family protected. Like, I still have it, you know? And then I went 7 demos with another family. And I was like, ooh, okay, maybe I got lucky and I needed to get lucky. So I think I started my first day with like 1,800 in gap, maybe. Each day got a little bit better. I definitely in the beginning of the week stayed in my comfort zone. I hit my mechanics. I hit my hair salons. I went to the businesses that I love the most, and I definitely was staying in my comfort zone. And I knew that. Gave myself a little bit of grace early on in the week. So I was like, hey, I'm just getting back at it. I'm shaking off the dust, right? Midway through the week, I was like, all right, Amber, this is BS. Start going to some businesses that scare you. Like, you've got, you know, this is what you'd expect from your team. So slowly through the week, by Wednesday, I hit my eagle, or very, very close to it. And I was miserable. I was icing. I was contemplating just, you know, taking a pain pill. Like, I was miserable. The plan was to go home Thursday morning. I hit my goal for the week. And then my very last stop of the day was a diesel trucking company, and walked in, and there were about 5 gentlemen sitting there. And so I just kind of like small talked and flirted my way into the owner and sat down with him. They offer absolutely nothing. It was a slam dunk. Lo and behold, I set up an enrollment for the next day at 1 o'clock. So, yep, I know. So, but that's okay because they needed me. Every single person I sat down with that next day had no health insurance. They all made great money and they had money in their bank account, but nothing like what they would need if something serious happened to them. A lot of them were motorcycle riders. A lot of them were, you know, just they were wrenching on vehicles on and off the job, right? A lot of these guys really needed us. And so the owner sat there and smoked a pack of cigarettes while I was demoing him, right? So they needed us. And I ended up writing another 8K there. And have about 30 more people to see when we go back in August. So it just worked out the way that it was supposed to. And, you know, again, I did the one more, right? I started off slowly and giving myself some grace. And then it's like, okay, you're capable of bigger and better things. So I think it was just holding myself to the standards that I would hold my team to. And I always say that's my leadership style, right? Is I won't do anything. I'll never ask you to do anything I won't do. And so it was just kind of holding myself to the standards that I knew, and lo and behold, it worked out.
You know, Amber, I think it's probably a chat for a different call, but I'd really love to hear. It sounds like you guys are taking 1 week out of each month and traveling and getting everyone together and doing a travel train more, getting out of your comfort zone. I'd love to hear. I think there's been a little skepticism amongst us that if we sell B2B, well, you can't. I got the momentum in my home turf, but I've got no momentum away. Why would I want to go away and cold call and have to struggle because I have nothing set up? I can't write a large amount of insurance in an away territory, which sounds like it's kind of, according to you, kind of bunk. You showed up to a territory and rode 18K last week. Yeah. Can you just talk to us for a couple of minutes about, I guess, why you guys do and why it benefits you and why, I guess, you and other folks are willing to leave your families for 5 straight days and go stay in the no-tell motel and go out and work an away turf?
Yeah. I mean, I think it comes down to training and culture, right? I tell people in the interview process all the time, like, my goal is to drop you out of an airplane with an iPad and have you capable of selling where you land. And so it's when you've got a team that spans several states, right? When you've got regionals and markets that are as strong as mine, where I don't always need to be involved in Brian's team, right? Typically, if I'm involved in Brian's team, they're doing either really, really well or so it's being able to love on the people and the team members that I don't necessarily. Josh Barazin, right? Awesome guy, upcoming leader, also had a tough year this year, lost his father to brain cancer, right? Some other things happened. So just being able to spend time with these guys one-on-one in the field and put them in the car with me. And just the culture that comes from that. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. But then also it's great training. It's incredible training. And then we use the evenings strategically, right? We are B2B. You do have momentum in your own home turf, but you know, we did pizza night one night where everybody came back. We bought pizza and beer and we just talked about our day, talked through our struggles, celebrated our wins. The Thursday night that I left, Jake had everybody writing thank you cards to everybody they wrote that day, because we're going back in August, right? What's going to be cooler than going back in August, seeing your people, and then they're like, your thank you cards hanging on their bulletin board, or they remember you for that. So we wrote thank you cards out. We allow people to buddy up with people they wouldn't normally work with. Okay. People who live, 300 miles apart get to work together between 5 and 9 at night. And so there's just a lot of benefits, I think, that come from that. Cultures being a big one, but also just the ability to train. My goal is to get new people on train moors as fast as possible, get them away from home, get them away from their distractions, and get them in the field and get them next to top producers. So there's a lot of benefits that come from it. I don't love it either, you guys. I don't like leaving my family. I don't like, it sucks. It sucks. But the benefits outweigh the other factors.
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, thanks for that, Amber. That's some food for thought. I know there's been it's been bantied around in our organization about bringing that back and maybe not doing it every single month, but doing it once a quarter. Hasn't really gained any legs quite yet, but your words may inspire that to happen. So, but thank you for that. Guys, this is again, a pretty unique opportunity to have someone of Amber's ilk speak with us today. If there's anything that you would like to improve in your business or any challenges, it's a great outside of our normal sphere of influence opportunity.
Amber, I do love just all the little minuscule bonuses that you throw out there that definitely obviously have some really big results. People I thought I was pretty good at throwing little bonuses out for folks, a good bit, but I could definitely level that up, with a lot of those little things that you're doing. And also, just knowing that people, that they're going to be sending their progress reports and all that, holding them accountable to go out there and actually do the job that they were hired to do anyway, is a big deal. I could definitely see a lot of, I could see how you get much better results just by doing those little things, throwing out those extra little bonuses. So thank you for that. Van, good idea, for next travel train more is let's just get a house right there in Wilmington, man. And, for all of us, and we'll just go all bust out, I'll just go tear up Wilmington, North Carolina, for Todd out there. And that's what we'll do for the next train more.
Todd will kill you. That is no bueno.
That is an incredible idea. I think you guys should chat about that offline and see how that goes. But yeah, we definitely can figure out turf. The one thing, guys, is there is no lack of human beings out there to go call on. So
that's a fact.
We'll figure that. But so, guys, let's
abundance mindset. Got to have
Amber,
that abundance mindset, Todd.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Amber, for taking some time today to be on here with us and share your wisdom. We have got this recorded. Todd, if you can please forward that recording to me when it comes to you afterwards. I'll be sure this gets out in everybody's hands because, guys, we all get exposed to great information. It's the person that goes and does something with it. The real true the test, guys, is do you do something different in your business today and going forward based on the information you got today? If you did, then the last 41 minutes was worth it. If not, then not so sure. So let's do something different today. Let's review your notes that you took on this. And let's go forward and level up, guys. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for being awesome. And thanks for being part of the culture that we're currently creating that's going to carry our future forward. So again, thanks, Amber.
Thank you,
Amber. Love you so much.
Like I said, hey.
I will. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Tell Mikey Mike Bradley says hi.
Oh, by the way, leaders. Hey, guys, by the way, most of you, I think everybody